In the actual story, Rangiren, who was the vice president of China at the time, was on board on this Nigerian airplane. In the movie,
we have a high value asset in that plane. His name is Li Zhang, son of the Chinese ambassador to Nigeria.
It's confusing. If you're going to make an historical movie, please do some research. If a character is Igbo, cast an Igbo actor who can speak the dialect fluently. And if a character is Yoruba, cast a Yoruba actor who can speak the dialect fluently. It is as simple as that.
We have hijackers on board. Mayday, please advise.
We do this for the love of fatherland.
Hey there, Veroni here. My name is B to the A to the R to the O to the M to the I, and you're welcome back to GeminiBreed TV. Today, we'll be talking about Hijack 93. Hijack 93 is a historical movie. 4 teenage boys who hijacked an airplane going from Lagos to Abuja. First of all, I'd like to commend Play Network Studios for giving us back-to-back stories. Hijack 93 is supposed to be a political thriller, but they ended up giving us a basic drama. This story is supposed to remind us of the motive behind the hijack of a Nigerian Airways airplane by 4 boys in 1993. Nigeria had its first presidential election on June 12, 1993 for the first time since the military coup of 1983. What made this story widely popular and interesting is not because some young boys wanted to hijack a plane, but because we're fighting a noble cause. They wanted the reinstatement of the democratically elected president, Moshood Abiola. And this film didn't make reference to the event that could have been a major plot point and driving force for the story. On June 23rd, Ibrahim Babangida annulled the election result, and this caused the biggest political crisis in Nigeria. How do you tell such a historical story and miss these vital details? Safe to say that I've read articles online, listened to interviews, and this movie did not do justice to preserve history in any way. It was set on a good premise. This film is supposed to capture their motive, their goals, and their agitation. I read an interview of one of the boys' father years ago who mentioned that his son can be heady when it comes to political discourse. On the day of this hijack, it was with his landlord and they were having a conversation on the nationality of the hijackers, only for him to look up and see his 22-year-old son on the screen. Imagine this narrative woven into the plot of the story. How interesting would he have made it seem? There are some flaws in the directing and the casting too.
We work tirelessly towards a peaceful resolution.
If a character is Igbo, cast an Igbo actor who can speak the dialect fluently. And if a character is Yoruba, cast a Yoruba actor who can speak the dialect fluently. It is as simple as that. Why does Nollywood keep casting non-Igbo actors to come and speak first Igbos in movies? And the same thing goes for Yoruba actors too. They keep forcing them to speak first other dialects. It is an insult to our culture as a people. Towards the end of the movie, we see the soldier coming to arrest the air hostess who is working for the hijackers. After this scene, we see a flashback to where the leader of the hijackers is addressing the hijackers, and also Sharon Ooja is in that scene, which indicates that she is the original mole. Now, there is no context as to why the soldiers who arrested the first air hostess arrested her. There's only a statement of, we know what you did, and everybody here knows what you did. What did she do? How did she do it? How is she now being the one being accused? It is not adding up. My expectations were high, and I was expecting a lot because, I've read the articles, I was geared up for this movie. But after seeing it, I realized the story is weak, and the directing didn't even help. I would commend the actors, Sharon Ooja, Iwara, John Dumelo, Isime, even the military men. They all got their assignments right. Their acting was almost flawless. In the actual story, Rangiren, who was the vice president of China at the time, was on board on this Nigerian airplane. In the movie,
we have a high value asset in that plane. His name is Li Zhang, son of the Chinese ambassador to Nigeria.
It's confusing. If you're going to make an historical movie, please do some research so that it can be based on facts in your storytelling. In the movie, there were 4 army officers on board. Now, I didn't read that anywhere in if it happened in the true story or not. But 4 trained army officers should be able to disarm 4 inexperienced young boys. Personal opinion though. Of everything this movie failed to do, not delving more into the background and moral quandaries of these boys hurt the most. It is one thing to condemn their actions, but to understand why these boys risked so much to hijack a plane opens up a compelling narrative that, would be beautiful if they had infused it in the movie. As a period piece, little to no effort was put into giving that nostalgic feeling that I'm watching a piece that is supposed to be set in 1993. The costume, the set design, set construction, it all just, aside from the plane that just, gave the 1993 vibe, every other thing, there was no nostalgic feeling. There was nothing that went, 31 years ago. It wasn't there. Looking at 76, Fumlayo Somkriti, and Lee Shavi, I think Nollywood is ready to start telling historical stories, even though they've barely scratched the surface. We're rooting for Nollywood, and we can't wait to see what it promises to bring to us in the coming years. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Mwah. See you guys in the next video. Bye!
You've been on a mission to take my pride away from